In this video, we're going to take a look at subtracting 7 minus the quantity 3n squared plus 24n minus 7 over 2n. So first thing I want to do here is I'm going to need to get common denominators. I can't subtract fractions unless I have the common denominator. And in order to figure that out, I want to get this in factored form. So 3n squared plus 24n, notice between the 3 and the 24, you can divide both of those by 3. And so I can pull out a 3 and I can pull out an n. So this is 3n. And what am I left with here? So 3n squared, pull out that 3n, divide it by 3n. This will be n. 24n divided by 3n would be 8. And anytime you do this, if you're ever unsure of yourself, just do a quick check with the distributive property. 3n times n is 3n squared. That matches up. 3n times positive 8 is 24n. I think I have a good answer here. And this fraction over here, 2n is factored. You can't do anything with that. Now, one thing I want to be very careful with is that I don't want to add extra stuff in here that I don't need. So notice that both of these denominators have this factor of n. So I am not going to multiply this fraction by 3n and this fraction by 2n. I already have that factor of n on both of those denominators. What I don't have, here, let's highlight them. I have a factor of 3 over here. I need that on this side, so let's just multiply the top and the bottom by 3 right now. So this is 3, and this is 3. Over on this side, I have this factor of 2 that I don't have over here. So let's take the fraction on the left, and we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by 2. And then the only thing left here, let me color code real quick, is this n plus 8. So I have this n plus 8 factor over here on the left, but I don't have it over here on the right. So not only am I going to multiply by 3, but I'm also going to multiply by this n plus 8. Okay, let's do that multiplication. So over here, 2 times 7 would be 14. 2 times 3 would be 6n. And I have this n plus 8 over here. Let's make this fraction bar a little bit bigger. And I already figured it out, but I'm going to have the same denominator over here. 2 times 3 is 6, times n would be 6n, and then you still have that n plus 8. Don't worry about distributing the 6n. It's not necessary. 7 times 3 would be 21. So I have 21 times the quantity n plus 8. All right, let's just let's distribute. Now, although you don't want to distribute on the bottom, you are going to want to distribute on top because you're going to want to combine like terms here in a little bit. So let's just distribute that 21. So this will be 21n plus 21 times 8. So 20 times 8 would be 160. So this is going to be 168. All right, so I'm subtracting this quantity. I'm subtracting that grouping. So let's write that out. So I have 14 minus, and I'm subtracting the quantity of 21n plus 168. Denominator 6n times the quantity n plus 8. And when you distribute this negative, you'll have 14 minus 21n minus 168. Denominator is still the same. Combine your like terms. So I have, here we'll color code this. I have this 14, this is a positive 14, and this negative 168. So I'm going to want to put that together. So I have 168 on the negative side of things, 14 on the positive side of things. So let's just do a little scratch work off to the side here. Different signs you'd want to subtract. So this is going to be negative 154. So I have negative 21n minus 154 all over 6n times the quantity n plus 8. In terms of domain restrictions, n is not allowed to be 0, n is not allowed to be negative 8. And we should be good. Let's just check our answer here real quick. So notice this is the same. They just flipped these two terms around here. Negative 154 minus 21n is the same thing as negative 21n minus 154.